Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jacob Ferguson, and today we're going to be talking about All-Stars 11 Episode 9. We have a lot to talk about. I do not know how long this video is going to take me to film or you guys to watch it, but sit down, get a snack if you want to, and let's talk about this, because I got a lot to say about the challenges, but I also want to talk to you guys about some stuff that doesn't, well, it still involves drag, but doesn't involve Drag Race. And I think I'm going to talk about that after the episode recap. So, let's talk about Drag Race. So, this week the queens were challenged to basically do lip sync parodies of iconic interviews done on the 1990 RuPaul show. And I love this sort of challenge. We've kind of gotten this sort of thing on season 17 and season 14 with the Super Teas. This challenge where they get something, where they have kind of like creative control over what they do. But this is more in line with the season 17 Bitch I'm a Drag Queen challenge that they did, that Anya won, where they get iconic moments from something and they have to kind of make it their own. And I really enjoyed this challenge. I really enjoy this style of challenge, and I think that it is so smart to give queens more control over what they do, while also, keeping an eye on them. I wanted to show you something that my mom got me. I'm obsessed with elephants, and she picked this up for me at a consignment shop. Isn't it just, neat? It has elephants and their trunks are intertwined. And obviously I'm not going to put anything in it, but thanks Mom, I love it. Stay. Okay. So we enter back into the workroom after Kennedy has won her Ladies Who Lunch lip sync, which I think that, spoiler alert, out of all three of the bracket lip syncs that we've gotten, including the one that I just watched, it was the best. And I have to say that it was probably the best lip sync of the bracket format this time around, though I do love Such a Wicked Love so much. The first ever lip sync that they did on All Stars 11, but the Ladies Who Lunch is going to go down in history as one of the greatest performances by Kennedy Davenport. So she enters back. So we enter back into the workroom, and we have to do the MVQ point ceremony, and it's more of the same. They just hand it out to each other again. Sam and Sugar swap points, and Jasmine and Joey swap points. And there's a little bit of tension because Sam and Jasmine have been kind of connecting, and Sam was going to give Jasmine her MVQ point, but Jasmine goes first and gives her MVQ point to Joey, so Sam kind of pivots and gives it to Sugar, who is happy to receive her MVQ point, and does give hers back to Sam, and then, Joey gives hers to Jasmine. But afterwards, Jasmine apologizes to Sam that she didn't give her her point, which clues Sugar into a sort of mental mathematics, and she realizes that they were in cahoots. They were dead the whole time. It was this big aha moment, and so Sugar kind of calls it out the next day, and luckily all of this stuff that I'm saying has kind of been cleared up. We also got Jasmine crying, and she has made a statement about that. I'm so lucky that these queens, that portion of the episode usually airs 2 days before, so that way they can kind of get on top of it and clear up anything that is bad before we watch it, because when we watch it, people are going to make their opinions the way they're going to make their opinions, but kind of addressing it helps out. So she It's already been addressed. There's no real drama there now. Everybody's good. Everybody's golden. And we get the we get the Maxi Challenge, which is what I just said it was. It's the lip syncing to iconic RuPaul moments on the talk show and celebrity interviews. My guess is that they knew that their winner pick Crystal Method was not going to be good at Snatch Game, right? And so they wanted to include a Snatch Game-esque challenge, and knew that Kennedy had done well as Little Richard, but it was kind of like you had to give her the right character. Because I think that Kennedy is really smart and really funny, but the past two Snatch Games that she has done, both in All Stars 3 and Canada versus the World, she hasn't chosen the right character to portray. And she really hasn't, like, believed in that character. Like Tabitha Brown. I love Tabitha Brown. I followed her for a little bit. I think I unfollowed her just because I'm not a vegan, but I'm very happy for her success. But I don't think that that character really lends itself to being funny. Same with Phaedra Parks, I think it was, that she did on All Stars 3. I love the, well, no, I don't love the Housewives. I don't really know the Housewives. I don't really watch the Housewives. But, I don't really think that she was able to grasp that character or show how truly crazy she was like she did with Little Richard. So getting assigned a character like she did was really a great thing that she could just do, her character. Of course, Jasmine bombed as Betsy DeVos in her Snatch Game, and for me was the in the clear bottom two. Her, Georges, and I would say Daya, honestly, were clear bottom three for me that week. Marceline, calm down, please. Thank you. That's the only time I'm gonna address her. Hopefully. Come here. Come here. She's gotten real big. I don't know why. I do know why. She just eats. Anyway, here's who everybody is playing. Hershey LaCour-Jete is going to be playing Miss Patti LaBelle. I know that Jasmine Masters is in her hotel room having a crash out right now, or in her house, I should say, not hotel room. I don't know why I said that. But she, has always wanted to do Patti LaBelle on Drag Race. And every single time, they make a reference that she loves Patti LaBelle, and then they just don't give her any Patti LaBelle things to do. Get Jasmine Masters back on, call her up, get her back on Drag Race, and give her some Patti LaBelle, please and thank you. Jasmine Kennedy is playing Tammy Faye Mesner. I would not have really known that Jasmine would know who that is, just because I don't know if her references and Tammy's references would have crossed paths. But I mean, like, she's in the queer community. Everybody in the queer community knows who Tammy Faye is. I love Tammy Faye. I love all of these celebrities. I think that they chose really, really, really iconic queer celebrities to portray. And Anna Nicole Smith. But I mean, like, speaking of which, Sam Starr is playing Anna Nicole Smith. And honestly, like, I'm fine with Anna Nicole Smith. I like Anna Nicole Smith. Out of the options there, though, I was like, I don't really know a whole lot about her. But I'm very excited to see where Sam takes it. Joey J is playing Bea Arthur, one of the original Golden Girls. I love Bea Arthur. She's my favorite on there. I just sent my mom a Golden Girls gif the other day, of Dorothy. My favorite Dorothy insult is actually the one that I sent to my mom, and it is when Rose says that she had 56 boyfriends. And she goes, Blanche, she's not a slut. She's the slut. She's the grand poobah of slut. She's the easiest woman in this room. She's so funny. I really want them to do a Golden Girls style acting challenge. I think that would be really fun. If they could get the rights and then do what they did here, but lip sync to, like, iconic Golden Girls moments. That would be so iconic. Sugarcane is playing the iconic Cher, which honestly, yeah, I can see that. She has a bit of Native American in her. Um, she has, because, I mean, like, she's been representing for Latinas, Native Americans, all that sort of stuff. So it's right up Cher's alley, Sugar's alley to play Cher, I should say. And finally, Kennedy Davenport is playing the iconic Eartha Kitt. I love Eartha Kitt. I know a lot of people think of her and they think of Yzma from Emperor's New Groove, but she has been in so much more than that. She was in Holes. But they mentioned something. But when I get to Kennedy's thing, I will bring it back up. But they mentioned something that she was in that I found so iconic. So we get to the challenge. We also get Suga and Sam and Jasmine kind of all making up. So again, it's fine. Don't send hate to Sugarcane because I know that y'all aren't gonna send hate to Jasmine and Sam because they white. Okay, like don't send hate to Sugarcane over that. She's just in her feelings. Okay. Um, I lip syncing to spoken word is an art form. We've seen it happen before on All Stars 7 where they did a full spoken word lip sync, and some sort of thing on All Stars 10 where they did the a cappella version of Who's Zooming Who. But like lip syncing to spoken word is a true art form, and when they did that at the drag show that I went to go see, and I just want to put this disclaimer out there. If I was the type of person who was going to drag shows every single weekend and get in my life and all of that, I wouldn't really be bringing it up. But because I haven't really gone into my queer scene quite yet, where I'm from, I was just blown away by the performances that I saw. So we're going to be talking about that after the thing, and it's all going to be positive. It's all going to be. I want to end it on a really, really high note. So let's talk about the challenge. So this challenge, for me at least, was very, very difficult to judge, mostly because I didn't know really what the judges were looking for. When we look at who the top two actually were, which, spoiler alert, they were Kennedy Davenport and Sam Starr, both of them had very different ways of tackling the challenge. And I guess it was because both of them were funny, but then also you had them going, well, yeah, but like Sam embodied Anna Nicole Smith, and Kennedy Davenport, you know, we'll get into it, but like I didn't really know how to judge this challenge, and the runways really didn't help. The category on the runway was Night of 1,000 David Bowies, and like I have a David Bowie shirt, and I was looking for it. I could not find it. So you get my Tom and Jerry shirt today. I apologize. But let's go down the line. Let's start with Hershey LaCour-Jeté. Her Patti LaBelle was good. Her playing Rue, because they also had to play RuPaul interviewing them, was interesting. I did like the fact that she took out the little notepad, put on the little glasses, and started doing like a little therapy thing. But like, I didn't really get RuPaul out of it. And obviously they could have taken it any way that they wanted to. But like I didn't really get RuPaul. I did get Patti LaBelle though. She embodied Patti LaBelle. I think the only person that could have done it better was Jasmine Masters, but I mean like, hey. I enjoyed her look on the in the challenge. She looked really, really good. And I liked her RuPaul outfit as well. She and also her lip sync was good. Everybody's lip sync was really good. There were a couple of missed lines by the majority. I would say the majority of the queens did flub some lines here or there, but I mean like, so what? It shouldn't matter. And if I see other content creators going, oh, she did X, Y, and Z, oh, she missed a bunch of lines and all that. It is what it is, man. Everybody did really, really well. It's just we're splitting hairs on what the judges wanted to see. I will say that in the challenge, it was everybody's going to get a queen for the challenge. I think that all of them did really well, and on the runway. So this is the runway, and I put up the reference image next to it. I love David Bowie. David Bowie was one of my favorite people of all time. When he passed away and Alan Rickman passed away, like all in the same time frame, I was just heartbroken. And that 2016 still remains the year of death for a lot of people. Like we lost Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds, as well as I lost both of my grandparents in 2016 as well. So like doing this legacy sort of thing 10 years later after his passing is really iconic of them. But we'll get into it. But I have some words to production about how they handled uh, this stuff with David Bowie. Okay, they all love David Bowie over there, but we'll get into it. This outfit. If I didn't have the reference image here, I would say it's Bowie esque. Like she is 52% Bowie. And when I look at the reference image, then yeah, she is David Bowie. But, hmm. So, back in week one, they told her that she needed shoulder pads. And I don't like these shoulder pads. They are a bit wonky. I will agree with Law Roach. They are a bit wonky. I like the hair. I like the makeup. It is going to be a crunch for me, though. I just don't. I don't live for it, but Hershey, you did the damn thing in the challenge. You did really well as Patti LaBelle. So you're going to get a cream. Next up, let's just go ahead and talk about Sam Starr. So, in the challenge, she was Anna Nicole Smith, and she did a really good job playing Anna Nicole Smith. I kind of know who Anna Nicole Smith is. My references for her are Adore Delano and, like, just some other, like, little interviews that I've seen of her, but I haven't really, like, done my research on her. I know Gay Gasp, but at least I know who she is, you know, and at least I know something about her. She definitely embodied Anna Nicole Smith. She embodied the mannerisms that I've seen, at least when I've seen these little interviews. She looked like her. I loved her RuPaul as well, though I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think it would have been more iconic if RuPaul had gotten back up in drag and and she had done something with them. But I did enjoy the fact that they were doing this interview playing opposite of each other, of themselves. It was quite fun. But if they do this challenge again, like I would love if they brought back like instead of Snatch Game next year, if they brought this back, but it was RuPaul interviewing celebrities, you know, on that, and I think that this challenge could be expanded on in the future. Word production, I want this challenge back. Like I thoroughly enjoyed watching this. I didn't necessarily laugh at her, but like it was still fun. This runway look is also fun. It is supposed to be Ziggy Stardust. I get the reference. I enjoy it. I wish that somebody had done the blue suit, red hair look like Joe Black did on UK season 2, but like this is still a very iconic outfit. I love the hair. I love the outfit. I love the cape. Um, Instead of Sam Star on it, she could have put Sam Stardust. Something having to do with like more David Bowie esque. But again, this is a cream, and in the challenge, she did a cream job. Next up is Sugar Cane. So the reference image is right here, but I took a picture of her full outfit. 1 second. Sorry, I had a potential spam call. I love this outfit. This is one of the most iconic David Bowie outfits of all time. I love this outfit. Suga as Cher. So she was the first one up. out of all of these people. And I don't know. Like I didn't like as a beta test for what this challenge could be. I really wish that they had put like Kennedy or like Sam or even Jasmine or Joey before Suga, so that way I could kind of gauge what this challenge was and had more fun with it. Because when Suga came out and started doing it, it was funny, but I didn't laugh. I was just sitting there going, okay, so why is she playing RuPaul like that? And like Kennedy Davenport got the challenge down. So I think that if they had showed her first and like said, okay, this is what it's supposed to be, then I would have been like, oh, okay, yeah. And then when she came out, I would have been like, oh, okay, so she's just doing RuPaul the way that she needs to do it. That's fair. I had fun with Suga. I think that she looks great. Her Cher outfit was just so pedestrian, but it was fine. I did not think that I was going to see like jeans on the runway again, but she looked really good. She looked like Cher. As RuPaul, sure, I see it. Suga tends to skew younger with her looks, despite the fact that she is older, an older queen. And while that's fine, like, it doesn't necessarily work 100% of the time. But I mean, like, she looked good in both outfits. And this runway is obviously a cream. 1 second. But her performance confused me a little bit, but I mean, I guess it's a cream. Honestly, again, I don't know what I'm judging it on. I guess if I had a good time, and the answer is sure, sure. Let's talk about Joey J. Joey J. So I love this look. She is giving us this look, and don't worry, the wing's open. I really enjoyed this look. 1 second. I'm cutting out all the parts of me just hacking up a lung over here. I don't know what it is, but like in the mornings when I wake up, I just cough constantly. I guess it's all the gay trying to like escape my body. I don't know, but I loved this look. Um, Especially the wings popping out. I thought it was really, really fun. It was really, really campy. It's a cream, and it definitely reminded me of David Bowie. Let's talk about her Bea Arthur. It was good. She did a really, really good job as Bea Arthur. As Rue, I didn't see it for her. I'm sorry. Like she did fine, but I think she was more successful with her Bea Arthur impersonation than she was impersonating Rue. Rue has these mannerisms that either you throw out the window completely or you use all of them. And I think that she tried to go in the middle of that. And it just, like, didn't work. Like, Kennedy Davenport threw all the mannerisms out the door. And Sam was very into the mannerisms of RuPaul. And that's why this is so hard to judge. Like, I know that people are going to disagree with me about a lot of things on this challenge, but it's because I don't know. Like, I had fun watching it, but I don't know what the criteria was. If it was supposed to make me laugh, then that's okay. But, like, Bea Arthur made me laugh. Her RuPaul didn't, but again, they did fine. Like, everybody in the challenge did well. So, this is the tightest race of any of the brackets. I will be completely honest. All of them have been consistent. In the first challenge, they were all consistently terrible. But these past two challenges, they have done just the best that they can do and have created really, really good and memorable challenge performances. And so, like, that's why it is so difficult. And I also just love all of these queens. I guess that she gets two creams. I guess. Who haven't we done yet? Jasmine Kennedy. Let's talk about her. So this look did not give me David Bowie. Well, actually, it does give me David Bowie. And I mean, yeah, it is David Bowie. She looks good, and it was the tribute to Freddie Mercury. They did a song called Under Pressure. Everybody knows that, but you know, I love that she said, "Okay, I'm gonna do it," when he was doing the gay stuff. Like, Freddie Mercury was gay. I think he was gay. He might have been bisexual. It's been a while since I watched Bohemian Rhapsody, and also that's not a good pinpoint for like his life. I need to do more research on Freddie Mercury. When they do a Freddie Mercury or a Queen runway, please, like, I will definitely do that. Uh, she looks so good, and of course, because she's Jasmine, she's cuntified this look. She has brought the shoulders down. She has her thing out. I wish there was more boob, but it's fine. She looks good, and let me just say, her Tammy Faye was just so nice. It was so nice to see her do Tammy Faye. It was so nice that Tammy Faye was included in this. And like, I know the problem on her original season was that a lot of the time she would walk out and it would be a matronly sort of outfit, like in the men's challenge that they did where she got the double save, or her Betsy DeVos. Like, she likes to skew older, or her Daytona Wind acting challenge. You know, she likes to skew older, but I think in this challenge that worked because she kind of got like the references and the look down. I thought that she looked a second most like, well, third most like her celebrity. I think that Sam and Kennedy kind of looked a little bit more like their celebrities. And she's second slash third. She and Kennedy are second slash third there. Like, she looked a lot like Tammy Faye. I loved the makeup on her. I loved the wig on her. I loved the shoes. I think that her RuPaul was weaker than her Tammy Faye, but hey, that's fine. My favorite joke of hers was when she said that, you know, she was a drag queen and then she looked down because, you know, that but she did so good here, and I think that she was in my top 3 this week. She definitely did the best in the challenge, um, out of the bottom 4, I should say. Marceline, come here, girl. Okay, let's go on to the powerhouse, the mitochondria of Drag Race, Kennedy Davenport. Okay. Okay, okay. Breathe. Everybody take a minute. Because it's Labyrinth time. She reminds me of the babe. The babe with the power of voodoo. I love this look. One thing. One thing I wish that she had added to this. And it's gonna sound really weird for a drag show, but hear me out. I'm not gonna zoom in on it. Where's the Bowie bulge? Like, that is the one thing that we as gay people remember about Labyrinth is David Bowie in tight leather pants. If she had put like something down there and just said boom, I think it would have been camp. It would have been funny, because let me just say this. Kennedy, this was not a glamour runway for Kennedy. This was a more of a campy runway for Kennedy. And if she was trying to serve glamour, B plus. But if she's trying to serve camp, it was an A plus. Like, it's still an amazing look, and I like the shoulder details. I like that she didn't go full Bowie, but like, come on. Like, I like this would have definitely been the Bowie that I would have pulled from, mostly because, I mean, it's Labyrinth. Like, it is his most iconic movie of all time. So, like, I kind of wanted a bit more out of this, but I mean, like, again, she looks really, really good. Her Eartha Kitt. So, I love Eartha Kitt. And this was back in the 90s. So, back in the 90s, there was a revival of The Wizard of Oz going around. There was a production that, hold on. So, This production of The Wizard of Oz, I had to take a small break to actually do my research and look it up because I didn't want to say anything wrong. Despite the fact that I am not a certified Oz historian, but I know a lot about The Wizard of Oz, I just wanted to make sure that my dates were correct. So, Imelda Stanton performed in the Royal Shakespeare Company production of The Wizard of Oz back in the 1980s. And if you don't know who Imelda Stanton is, not to trigger anybody here, but she was Dolores Umbridge in Harry Potter. She was also in. She's also been in a plethora of other things. I know her from The Crown, and I also know her from her turn as Rose in Gypsy. But I mean, that is one of her most famous roles is in Harry Potter. So she played Dorothy in the 1980s, and then the production kind of transferred to the Madison Square Garden, where Mickey Rooney and Eartha Kitt were in 1997. They were in the production of The Wizard of Oz at Madison Square Garden. Mickey Rooney played the wizard, and Eartha Kitt played the Wicked Witch of the West. After Eartha Kitt left, she was replaced by Joanne Worley. Were these facts necessary? No, but I am a Wizard of Oz lover and nerd, and I love all things Wizard of Oz. So I just wanted to tell you that when they mentioned that, I just smiled. So her version of Eartha, it was just so fun. It was funny, and like this is what I think the challenge asked for. You do the lip sync, but you make it your own. A lot of these queens were just sitting and talking. Meanwhile, Kennedy was like, okay, and I'm gonna do gags. I'm gonna pull out Sam's dog that she had last week, and also like do the most. And I really enjoyed that. It was a cream. Her as RuPaul, it was really funny. She fell asleep during it. It was funny. I loved it when she pulled out the knitting needles. She just ate this challenge up, and I think that Kennedy, especially here, has proven that like this is what an all-star is. This is why she was asked back. And whether you disagree with it being her fourth time or not, or you disagree with people having the chance to come back, like she has been doing really well. And unlike Ginger Minj, who the fan base has seemed to kind of like really distance themselves from, which I understand. I love Ginger Minj. I will always be a Ginger Minj fan. I still agree that she won All Stars 10. But I get why people are distancing themselves from her because of lies. You know, I don't disagree with that. But like, unlike Ginger Minj's success in bracket 3, Kennedy has been proving that like, yeah, she's been the best twice. Well, no, I disagreed with her win last week, didn't I? Yeah, Showy and Hershey. Showy. Okay, Joey and Hershey. Sorry, I wanted them to win, but I mean like, yeah, Kennedy won this challenge hands down. If it was a regular season, she would have won, and the bottom two probably would have been Sugarcane and Hershey definitely, but they would have had a tough time picking the bottom two. I would have chosen Sugar, but I think that that Joey could have also been down there. Jasmine kind of ate this up though. So we get to the top two, and it's Kennedy and Sam, like I've mentioned previously. They have to lip sync, and this is where it gets me. David Bowie has so many great songs. Let's Dance, Changes, Life on Mars, Under Pressure. You know, they could have even done the Magic Dance from Labyrinth if they wanted to. Space Oddity. I mean, like, there's so many iconic David Bowie songs. Tell me why it's Rihanna. Tell me why it's Breaking Dishes by Rihanna. Look, I love Rihanna. I love Rihanna. Rihanna, only girl in the world is like she shoved a nuke up my pussy with that one. Like she turned it out. Disturbia, fabulous. The only Rihanna song I dislike is Work Work. I don't live for that. And I also don't like Work from Home by Fifth Harmony. I just had to put that out there. No thank you. But Rihanna is one of my favorite artists. So it is no hate to her. But this was a David Bowie runway. I wanted a David Bowie song. I think what they thought was, oh shit, Sam could beat Kennedy in that lip sync, and we don't want that. So instead, they changed it to a Rihanna song where Kennedy could buck and twirl and be fine. But I am still fucking pissed that they did not do a David Bowie song. Like, get it together, people. Like, you just, like, they could have done Changes. Like Changes is a perfect song for that. Kennedy could have buck twirled and done all of that, and it would have been fine. It would have matched the song. They could have done Let's Dance, could have bucked and turned the numbers. So why are we doing Rihanna? Why are we doing Rihanna? Rihanna is great, but why are we doing her on a David Bowie? Give Rihanna to a Rihanna runway. Or just do it next week during the merge and make this a David Bowie moment, please. Anyway, Kennedy wins, and we get down to the final two. We get the point ceremony, and Sam is going to make it. Is primed to make it, and Jasmine says something interesting. If we give our points to either Hershey or me, we can tie it. And she's the last person to give her point out. Everybody gives her their point, and then she gives her point to Hershey, just in case they had all chosen Hershey. Niagara Falls, Frankie Angel. I mean, like, I just like, oh my god, what the fuck? So Jasmine and Sam are now tied at 6 points, and RuPaul looks at both of them, and then turns and looks at the dartboard with Morgan McMichael's face on it, and she tells them both that they can advance. And I was kind of gagged by this, mostly again because, you know, Morgan McMichaels also tied. With more points, mind you. She had 2 challenge wins, and Sam had 2 challenge wins. Jasmine only had 1 challenge win, not a lip sync win to be found. And here's the problem. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad that both of them made it through. Because honestly, here's the thing. Sam did the best in 2 challenges. So she had 2 lip syncs. She got to lip sync twice. So it would have been another Morgan situation if they didn't bring her there. And Jasmine is the only trans contestant that we have this season. And it would have been a major crime if she had tied and they had chosen Sam. Because honestly, I think that we need more trans representation on Drag Race. I just do. I want more trans people on Drag Race. Please, God, give me that. I think that they have stories that need to be heard. What I think happened was that they announced this wildcard twist, and if only 6 people had made it through, it would have been 7, and then 5, and then 6, and then it would have been a top 5. And that's just not an even number for a lip sync for the crown, because that's what they're going to be doing. And it would have made more sense to either cut the wild card thing or allow 3 people to merge and just do a top 10 and do like they did last time. But they didn't. And so now they're trying to scramble coming up with, well, how? And luckily they had the tie. Because I don't really know what they would have done without the tie. Like, if Sam and Kennedy had just made it, I don't know what they would have done. I don't know if they would have been like, well, actually, 2 wild cards are going to be chosen. They would have thrown some twist in there to make it a top 8, but we now know who the wild cards are. We have Joey J, Selena Estidis, and Morgan McMichaels. And I already know who the wild card is. It's going to probably be Joey. I know they didn't reveal it, but I mean, like, to be honest, I want it to be Joey, so I'm gonna just believe that. I wrote it down that I wanted it to be Joey. I was gung ho for Hershey to make it, but I mean, like, it's fine. I feel bad for Suga and Hershey and Joey to some extent because Joey has been doing just the best out of all of these with what she's been given and has been a surprise the entire time. She's just been doing so well, so I just want her to make it through. I think Selena played a dirty game, and while I don't fault her for that, I don't see a world where she would make it into the thing. And if she does, then I mean, what was the crash out about? I would have lived. I would live if she didn't come back, and then that crash out just is what it is. I love Selena though, and I love Morgan. I want Morgan. Morgan would be my second option to make it through, just because of making things right. Making things okay. But it's fine. I want Joey to make it through so bad because she's just so funny and charismatic. Um, let's talk about the drag show that I went to for a minute. So I went to a drag show on Saturday, and I had such an amazing time. And I just want to talk about it because these queens need to be talked about. There were five performers. There was the Glitteress, who was our host, and I lived for. We had the DJ, Miss Madison, Miss Madison. It was spelled like medicine, but with Maddie, so Madison, I guess. Who was also really really good. Her mixes were awesome. I knew the majority of the songs that she was mixing, so that was good. Um, we had Count Fagula, who was also really really amazing. We had Lexi Thomas, who also was really 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 good, and then we had Cheetah Kane, who I forgot her last name, but her name is Cheetah Kane, and she was kind of billed as one of the longest working queens. I'm not calling her old. I'm just saying she was one of the longest working queens in our city, and she was really good. But the queen that I really want to talk about is Miss Aurora. Not only because she now follows me on Instagram. Hi, Aurora. Love your work. This woman, not only is she black, but she's also trans, and she ate it up. She did just so well, and like, not to knock any of the other people who were there because they all did so great, but like, I had never seen somebody do what she did and do it so well. And like, I know that I'm not the type of person to be saying this, but like, she was born to do what she was doing. Like she turned it out. I will say that our crowd last Sunday was not necessarily that high energy. They kept on having to tell us to make some noise, unfortunately. But like, I will say that there is one more gripe that I have to say, and it's not necessarily anybody's fault. But I understand that as a bar, there has to be some sort of upsell for alcohol. Now I'm sober, I don't drink, so that doesn't really bother me. But for about 45 minutes to an hour, they kind of took a break, and I know it was to get us to buy more alcohol and give the queens time to change and rest, and I completely understand that. But what I will say is knocking about 5 or 10 minutes off of the waiting time would have kept more people in the building because a lot of people left after the first act and they missed an amazing closer to the show. They did the right thing by putting Aurora last because in the show, like the last thing that we saw was Aurora perform because she was a show-stopping closer. Lexi Thomas, also, I want to call out, she did Show Me Love by Robin S., and really got the vibe going again. And then Aurora came out, and let me just tell you that when she came out, it was Can I Go On from The Wiz by Diana Ross. I lost my mind a little bit. I I don't. I think this is what it feels like to chew five gum. Like, I don't know. Like, it was just so magical. And then she transitioned from that to I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor. So then I died, got my heart restarted, got back up again. And then she ended it with my favorite song from The Wiz, Home. I just like watching her perform that. I was fumbling through my wallet trying to find more money to give her. She got the most amount of money from me and my mom, who I also took because she wanted to see the drag show. While everybody else got about like $15, she got 25. Mostly because I was just enamored by her. I loved everybody else though. I will say, like, everybody else did so well. For a woman, for a queen named Cheetah, Cheetah did do some very very slow songs, but the way that her presence was, she just owned the stage and owned the room, and we were all just sort of like enamored with her. She gave me very much Motormouth Mabel from Hairspray. I Know Where I've Been. Like, it was this black woman just performing and captivating the room, and it was just so nice to see and so iconic. And I tipped her very well because, like, iconic, she did great. I also like that they had some off-duty drag queens with the tip buckets, because there were a couple of queens that I was holding out money for, and then, they wouldn't come over to where I was, so it was nice to be able to tip them, show them, hey, you're doing just such an amazing job. It was just so good. Go support your local drag scenes. Tomorrow I'm gonna be out there during Pride, doing a Pride parade. I'm so excited. It's gonna be my first ever Pride parade, first ever time really getting to see queer culture around Greenville and be with people like me, and I'm doing it all by myself, and I'm so excited, but also nervous, but also excited, but also happy. And I'm also gonna get to see Maya Mon LePage and Kenya Pleaser perform. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know where they're gonna be in relation to that. I think that Kenya is grand marshaling the parade, and Maya is a headliner, and I'm just so excited to get to see them perform. Both of them were some of my favorite. I'm gonna have to look back at my footage on season 16 before I say that. Kenya Pleaser was one of my favorites. She had my favorite lip sync of. Well, no. She and Juicy both had my favorite lip sync with Total Eclipse of the Heart last season. And so I'm just so excited to get to see them. I'm excited to get to see. I think Aurora is going to be there, so I'm excited to get to see her again. I know it sounds kind of creepy when I say that, but like I respect the craft. Like, she did amazing, and also, again, she follows me on Instagram, so I'm just so excited and so happy and so filled with joy, and like, it gave me something during my work week to look forward to. So anyway, what did you guys think of this episode? Go support local drag. I've been Jacob Ferguson. Peace.